If you're looking to buy your first home in Louisiana but need help with the down payment, then you're watching the right video. My name's Sam Thompson. I've helped thousands of first-time buyers get into their first home, and I've done a few presentations on these down payment assistance programs, and I've stitched them together for you to watch. I hope it helps.
All right, here's what I'm going to cover with you in the video. First, I'll explain how down payment assistance actually works. I'll explore common patterns that show up across every program. Then I'll get into the ground rules, eligibility, and process end to end for each program. I'll show you how programs layer to stretch your benefits further, and then I'll cover the next steps. So there are grants or there are loans. With grants, it's free money if you qualify up front. The catch is funding is less available, and you need a property under contract to get your foot in line. Then there are loans. There are three types of loans. There's repayable. That's your traditional loan that you pay back with interest. There's deferred. That usually comes with no interest or monthly payments, but it's due when you sell, refinance, or move out of the home. Then there's forgivable loans. That's usually wiped clean if you stay in the home for a certain amount of time. Okay, so some common patterns between these programs is first, there are purchase price limits. Most programs will cap the home price, and this varies by county and by program. Second, there are income limits. So your household income has to fall under a set threshold to qualify. And I'll show you what that looks like. At HUDuser.gov, you have each state listed here, and we'll use Alabama for an example. Here you've got the chart. When you look at the low income row, that's usually the cap. And so like one person in Anniston, Oxford area, you've got 41,550 for that area for one person. And then it goes up depending on how many people live in the home. So that's usually where your income limits will land. Next, the programs usually require you take a course, and that's usually just online. And then last, you have to work with an approved lender. I made a guide for you at noobhomebuyer.com/DPA. Once you get there, find your state. It will have all the local programs. And if I don't have all the info for you, there will be a link for you to go directly to the source. These programs get moved around a lot, so I'm going to make sure that the links work here with you. All right, so first we've got Louisiana Housing Corporation Homebuyer programs. So they have several programs here, and it can provide up to 9% depending on which program that you go with. And you need a 640 credit score. And the most common type of assistance is done in the form of they call it a soft second or a silent second. That's really the deferred and paid back when you sell, refinance, or move out of the home. The next we have Resilience Soft Second Program. It's from the same organization. So this one will get forgiven by the end of the 10-year term. Some of them are repayable when you move or sell, but this one, the Resilience Soft Second, if you stay in the home as your primary residence for the full 10-year term, then that loan will be forgiven. Next, we have LHC Keys for Service. It provides 4% of the loan amount or up to $10,000 in down payment assistance. This is for active full-time employees of a Louisiana-based employer in eligible fields. And this is also forgivable after 5 years. So you need to work for a specific employer and you need to work in a specific field, and it's forgiven after 5 years. Next, we have the Finance Authority of New Orleans. It offers up to 5% of the loan amount for down payment and closing costs, and it is forgivable after a set period. Next, we have Jefferson Parish Finance Authority Southern Mortgage Assistance Program. So it can provide up to 3 or 4% of the loan amount as down payment assistance. You need a 640 credit score. Like all the other programs, income limits apply. The assistance is a second mortgage that's forgiven after 5 years. Next, we have Lake Charles Down Payment Assistance Program. This is another forgivable loan as long as you're in the home for 5 years or longer. It's 0% interest and forgiven after the 5 years. Next, we have Shreveport Home Ownership Assistance Program. This provides up to 20% of the sales price or appraised value, but they cap it at $10,000. It's capped at $10,000 for existing homes, or in specific areas up to $20,000. Now, this one does not have information on whether it's deferred, whether it's forgiven, or whether it's just a grant. So here you have the link for direct contact for that program. Next, we have Lafayette First Home Buyer Down Payment Assistance. This is a loan of $11,000, up to $11,000 for down payment and closing costs. You have to complete a course, and this one is a second mortgage that's repayable over 15 years, but it has a really low interest rate. Last I saw was 2%. Next, we have Baton Rouge Capital Advantage Program. It provides up to 5% of the loan amount as a grant for down payment, closing costs, or prepaid items, all of that. You have to meet the credit score, debt to income ratio, and you have to stay within the income limits. But this one is a grant, so no repayment. It's not a forgivable loan. It's just money given to you as long as you qualify upfront. Next, we have Finance Authority of St. Tammany Soft Second. This provides a grant of between 2% to 6% of the loan amount. So as long as you meet the income and purchase price limits, you don't have to repay this one, and it's given in the form of a grant, not a forgivable loan. Okay, so the trickiest thing with these programs is it needs a professional that's approved to access these programs. So to streamline it, I can help connect you with the right team. So we've got the lender that has access and a realtor that is familiar with the programs. So click on this, connect with the DPA team, and I'll get you connected with the right people. All right, so I'll want to cover what stacking assistance looks like. This is combining programs or layering programs on top of each other so you can further stretch your benefits. I have to talk about lien position because this will determine if you can stack more than one program on top of each other. So lien position is every loan has a place in line for repayment, and that place in line is called lien position. So, for example, there's your first mortgage, there's a second mortgage, and a third mortgage. If you sell the home, there's the first mortgage gets paid back first, then the second mortgage, then the third mortgage. So, say you sell for less than what you owe between all three of these mortgages, then this third mortgage holder, they get cut out of getting repaid. So, lenders and down payment assistance programs will look at this in terms of riskiness. So for a first mortgage, that's normal. A second mortgage, that's also normal. It's not as risky, but third mortgage is risky. So a lot of programs will not give you the assistance if they land in the third mortgage position, but there are a lot of programs that do. So it depends county by county, program by program. Now, what is easy to stack is a grant, because a grant doesn't need a lien position. They don't need to get repaid. So if you're going to stack anything, it would be a grant on a grant would be easy. A grant with a loan would be easy. Two loans together would be a little bit more difficult. So that covers that. Let's go back to my down payment assistance guide, and we'll pull up Alabama for an example. But your very next step would be connecting with the down payment assistance team, because earlier we covered that each program needs to be can only be accessed by an approved lender. And something else that would help is having a real estate agent that's also familiar with the programs. So if you want to get in contact with the down payment assistance team, with a lender that has access and a realtor that understands the program, then click here and it'll have you fill out the form and we'll get you connected. I'll see you on the next video.